Hey, this is Josías. The following tips are going to help you in both scenarios. If you are creating personalized videos to engage with your audience at scale, but taking into account their particular context, like the context of each individual, so that this person also takes action, but also if you're using generic videos in your strategy, basically one-to-one or one-to-many. Just like in every decent marketing strategy, video personalization and just video marketing in general as well requires optimization. This optimization will help you hit your target audience, but also your business goals. So what you have here on my screen will help you do that. And it's a simple, 6 steps that you should take into account. Number 1, have clear goals, KPIs, and metrics. And once you have launched your campaign, perhaps you need to revise those numbers to see if you are doing as expected, or if there is something that needs to change, or what should be improved in order to get there. Also, you need to take into account your marketing channel. Are you using the right marketing channel to engage with your audience? Hopefully you have done this beforehand, but if you haven't, then you need to double check your email analytics, SMS analytics, even WhatsApp analytics, any channel you're using to communicate with your audience. Number 3, is the message correct? Is the right one for this audience? Do we need to tweak it a bit? Do we need to improve the call to action, to improve the CTR? That's something, click-through rate, that's something to take into account as well. In many cases, for example, the main issue, quote unquote, is related to the distribution and the message shown in that distribution channel, so that people actually click and go and watch the video, whatever that video is displayed. For example, with Pirsonal, we automatically create personalized landing pages for every video, for every contact, so that you increase engagement. But you still need to have a decent CTR, click-through rate, so that people see the email, which is what most organizations use in general, but also click in the call to action. Maybe it's a thumbnail, maybe it's a button, maybe it's an hyperlink, whatever you're using. Usually I do recommend at least 2 types of call to action in the same message, right? But in many cases, that message and that call to action needs to be optimized so that you drive traffic. You move John to the landing page so that John then sees the video, you get the analytics, you share your message, and then John clicks on the call to action presented in the video as well. Then the 4th area that usually requires optimization is the dynamic landing pages. Now, take into account that what I'm sharing here is the process we often follow, like in this particular order, because in many cases, everything like the optimization is related to the goals, then the communication channel, then the message, then the landing page, which is basically also related to the message you share in that landing page, so that you engage with about 5% of people that will land there and won't watch the video. It is important. Then the next step would be what we have here, the interactive video call to action. And this is basically, all right, are we presenting the call to action of this personalized video? If you're using, for example, a video player, personal player, you automatically add a personalized call to action. Personalized calls to action are about 200% more effective than generic calls to action when you use them just in general in marketing, and even more when you use them in video marketing. Now, if the call to action is not relevant to your goals and to their goals, to your audience goals, to John's goal, Jennifer, Sarah, and so on, then that call to action will not perform as expected. Therefore, you usually need to do 2 things. Number 1, you need to make sure that the call to action presented in the video is relevant to the context of the individual based on your goals, all right? And number 2, you need to display the call to action in the right moment, at the right moment in the timeline. In many cases, most companies actually present the call to action at the end of the video. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's usually fine. But also, with our tool, for example, Personal Player, you can automatically display the call to action earlier in the video. For example, maybe about 30% in the timeline, maybe between second 10 and second 30 automatically, or when there is a particular message shown on the screen, or even when the user pauses the video because the user wants to, your customer wants to see something in more detail. All right, so you need to think about the call to action also as if it was an exit intent. You want them to engage with the content. Do not wait until the end, because as I've shared in other videos, not all of them will watch the whole video. All right, you have maybe about 35% of them that will actually get until the very end of the video in an average scenario. So you need to take into account that most of them will watch the main part of the video. They will not wait until your logo is there displayed in a beautiful way. That's cool, but maybe it's not relevant to their particular use case and needs. The last point that you will also optimize, if needed, is the video content. Now, we usually leave the video content at the very end of the optimization process. Why? Because more often than not, everything else beforehand, like the other previous steps, need to be truly optimized unless it's clear that the video content is not the right one. Maybe it's the structure, maybe is the content displayed on the screen, or the audio that maybe it's also personalized. It depends on every case. However, really often, video optimization, like the content of the video, is the last thing you will touch, because it requires a bigger effort, but also because usually there are other things that will make a huge impact in your conversions. And in many cases, those things haven't been tackled first. If you have any questions about this, I'll be more than happy to help you in both scenarios, generic videos and also personalized videos. Have a great day, take care, see you later, bye.